So you're one of the most successful and brilliant people the world has ever seen. So you're the good person to ask for advice. You know, there's a lot of young people that look up to you. God bless their souls and hearts.
Made the right choice.
What advice would you give to a young person, maybe to yourself, to a young version of yourself? You know, and just how to live a good life.
Be doggedly you. I think the magic happens when you are stubbornly, doggedly you, and you meet other people who are doing the same. And the real magic of life, the real true currency in this ephemeral life is sort of the communication that happens between people. That's the real currency. Friendships, love. It's cliche, but it's I think the meaning of life is to experience love. And I think people often mistake, maybe it's because of Hollywood films and things like that love is a feeling, but it's not. It's an action. So that took me a while to learn, and I think that's why I've made decisions since that I think have been good for me and healthy for me. Love is an action. People can say things, you can feel things. That doesn't mean they're necessarily real. It's all chemical reactions. It's all tied to our immaturity and psychological issues and survival. But action, when you do things, when you act out of love, and that's what it's about.
Is there times when you were younger where you were kind of dishonest with who you are to yourself?
Yeah.
In terms of like what kind of things did you have to do to shake yourself up and be like, okay, I thought I'm going to be a scientist, but instead I realized I'm going to do this.
Yeah, my parents
I'm going to make funny.
Yeah, my comedy is a hard thing to explain to an immigrant mother who came here and under Nazi occupied Crete and became a human rights lawyer. And my brother's a lawyer, and my father was a lawyer. You know, clawed his way up. His dad was a.
So you're a disappointment.
I'm the black sheep. Yeah, my brother went to Oxford, Georgetown Law, Brown. Has a master's in law degrees. My mother has four law degrees. She was on the Human Rights Commission in New York, up for a judgeship under Dinkins. She was the editor of Unitar. She wrote a seminal piece on the human rights of children for the United Nations. I was a comedian. I was always a fuck up. And the thing that I was best at, the only thing I was ever decent at, was just like making people laugh. I don't know why. I don't know where that comes from. But
was there ever a question, or was there a moment where you decided this is what I'm going to do?
There was a moment after I graduated college, yeah. But I was thinking about all types of stuff that other people imposed on me, and I was honest with myself. And once I figured out it was an actual career path, I wasn't even aware. Back then, the internet wasn't huge. In late '99, 2000, it wasn't big yet. So I didn't. I thought Robin Williams was just like an actor. I didn't know there was comedy clubs and all. So once I learned that, I was just like, I tried it. I suffer from massive anxiety. I remember the first time I did comedy, my arms went numb. I started having a massive panic attack. I have my first set. I can show it to you. It's like I just kept
on
going.
Video.
Yeah, on video.
Oh,
I kept going, thank you. And the reason why I kept saying thank you is because I forgot my whole jokes. I was so scared.
Yeah.
And then they laughed because of the amount of times I said thank you.
Yeah.
And then once they laughed, I remembered the whole thing. And I did the 5 minutes. And I remember getting off. And for a person who never felt like he had a place anywhere, nothing ever felt right. That felt like, okay, I found it. This is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. This is it. It was the only time in my life I felt that. I haven't felt it since. Never felt it before. So it's the only thing I can do. And
I had that. It's funny because there's I have a similar experience, like immigrant family, and the world tells you to do certain things, and you think that's right, but then you put yourself in situations, by luck probably, where it's like, oh, this feels right. I don't know what this means, but this feels right. I think the biggest moment like that for me was I don't know what to make of it exactly, but when I met Spot, the robot, the four-legged robot, it was like 5 years ago. It felt like the depth of fascinating ideas that are yet to be explored with this thing. This felt like a journey. It was like a door that opened. And I was like, I don't want to be a professor. At that point, I realized I don't want to do sort of generic stuff. I want to do something crazy. I want to do something big. That's the reason I stepped away from MIT. That's the reason I have this burning desire to do a startup. That's the reason I came to Austin. Yeah, I don't know what the hell it all means, but you just kind of follow that.
That's awesome. That sounds like you're following what's doggedly you. And also, I think just to piggyback off it, I think that means no matter what it is, because I think our the American dream is sold like, hey, if you're not Beyonce or if you're not famous, you're not worth it. I hate that, and that's what I love so much about certain countries like Sweden. It's like where everyone has healthcare and stuff like that, because everyone's is valued more. It's like whatever. If you want to be a doorman, dude, like it's all the same. Prince was not happy. There's no just because you're rich or famous, you're still the same guy. Yeah. Whether your possessions are a lot, little, it's like I have met some doormen. I have met some tax gabbers that. I lie to you not, are more fascinating. Comedians are horrible people. I want to get away from all of them. I have very few friends, Paul Verzi, Tim Dillon, who are comedians because they're awful, awful people. Some of the people who you know the most, who are the most famous, are not who they say they are. Usually that's the case. They're putting on that public facade because they're fucking sociopaths.
Yeah.
They're horrible people. And some of the most beautiful people I've met and the most interesting people I've met have regular jobs. There's no shame in any fucking job. We don't all have to be rappers with like rims. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah, fame is a drug. And yeah, comedians, I agree with you. There's some part of me that knows that there'll be a moment in my life when I'm standing there with like a sword or a knife in my stomach and looking at Tim Dillon's smiling face saying, you shouldn't have trusted me, you stupid fuck. So on that note, Yannis, I've been a huge fan of yours. I love what you're doing with Long Days, now your new podcast. And I obviously love all the stuff you've done before with History Hyenas, the chemistry. The chemistry you have with yourself is also fun to watch. So, man, I'm a huge fan. It's a huge honor that you come down here. Dude, thanks so much for talking today.
It means so much to me to hear you say that. I really appreciate it. I'm a big fan of yours, and having me on has been amazing. And just thank you, man. Thanks for having me on. And people, if they want to watch my special, it's called Blowing the Light. It's on YouTube. And please come listen to Long Days, the podcast.
And let's go eat some barbecue.
Let's do it.